Maria Sharapova to serve. Ready? Play.
Sharapova's here for the 4th time in this event. Best showing semi-finalist last year, where she had match points against Serena Williams and lost.
15-love.
Henin here, as I said, for the 6th time in the event, and she won the title in 2004 in a 3-set final over her teammate Kim Clijsters.
Hanging tough there, Sharapova, in that point. Henin was the one making all the plays, really moving her around. Sharapova first on the forehand side, then the backhand side, and then eventually Henin missing the one up the line.
And that's the wing that you'll see Sharapova attack, is the forehand, because that's where she's had problems throughout her career. She's made adjustments. She will as this match goes on. But, she gets very frustrated sometimes off the forehand side. 40-love.
Sharapova in off the short ball.
Grand Slam tournaments played. This young lady's competed in 13 Grand Slams in her very short professional career, tender age of 18. Henin has competed in 24 Grand Slams.
Game, Sharapova.
Good deep serve there, Sharapova showing her confidence.
15-love.
Well, Sharapova looks up at Dad because she was moving forward and then backed off. 2 or 3 steps forward and then 4 or 5 back and finished up making the error.
Well, she wasn't committed to coming forward, was she?
No.
Which is what we saw in the first game. She came forward, but Henin Arden made a good passing shot to get by her, but you really have to commit to move forward.
And if that's the game plan, then you can't just not do it if somebody passes you 2 or 3 times.
Well, you have to figure you're going to get passed.
You have to expect that, exactly. That's the first one that she's really opened her shoulders on the backhand. It's worth a try, really. You can see her just throw her weight at that one, lift it up. 30-15.
That's a nice forehand from Sharapova. It was in the middle of the court, so she had to create the angle on it, and it was mid-court, and it didn't get up very high. So when you're 6'2", Sharapova's case, she's a long way to get down. She created the angle on it off to the weaker side of the Henin Arden forehand.
30 all. There's the one-handed, the left-handed, I guess you call it a forehand, because it's just a one-handed shot. But if she stretched that wide, Sharapova, watch this one, takes the hand off it and plays it left-handed. That one floated long. She's quite comfortable with that shot as well.
Normally we see just a lob. That one had a little bit more on it, a little bit more like a forehand.
Game point. Called long. Henin Arden hole serve. 1-all in the opening set. Sharapova, who's about to serve, made her debut in an ITF event in Sarasota, Florida in 2001. That meant she was about 13 or 14. By 2003, she'd got a place in the top 50 in the world, so came through the ranks rather quickly.
That same year she received a wild card into the Australian Open after playing juniors the year before.
Yep. 15 love.
Tough competitor though, Sharapova. Sign of a true champion is someone who can find a way to win, even when they're not playing their very best.
Well, pretty much can be said about this young lady too, the same way.
Even though the Henin Arden forehand, it's well documented that that is the weaker side, she does create good pace off it. And it's a dangerous shot. If it's on,
Yep.
It's a dangerous side to hit to. Everyone knows that Henin Arden backhand is probably the best backhand in tennis. But so you have to go to the forehand side, but it can be a dangerous place to hit it because she creates a lot of pace and opens up the court well when it's on.
Out. 30-15.
That's a call from the chair, Sandra Dejenkin.
And that was a signal from Henin Arden too. What's this? It's a good call from Dejenkin on that occasion. But Henin Arden signalled the ball out. That, to me, at times is influencing the chair umpire. Well, that forehand bounced. That was a table tennis shot.
Well, the serve came so slowly from Sharapova. It was only 129 k's an hour, and I think probably Henin expected her to come onto the racket a little bit better and just swung so early.
Got over the top of it pretty quick. 40-15.
First service.
Do you like this outfit, Liz?
No, but as we've discussed earlier, I'm not a fashion person, Fred, so you're not asking the right person.
Cain, Sharapova. 15 love. Please find your seats quickly, thank you. Hello. Second service.
Maria doesn't like the call.
40 love.
That's nearly inside the line. That's wishful thinking. 40 love.
Giving the linesman an absolute earful, Maria Sharapova. Are you crazy? She said to him. Didn't like the next call either. Still managed to hit a winner off it. How long do the linesmen stay there for, Fred?
45-minute shifts they have, yeah. He'd be happy to get off.
Cain, Henin.
Good serving from Aryna there, out wide to the forehand.
Again,
Again, I said both girls, I think, will attack one another's forehands on the bigger points. 2-all. Now, it's interesting with the line judges, if they abuse them like that, they can just walk up to the chair and report them. And then they get a warning and then a point penalty, and that stops all that stuff. First of all, the line judge has to make the move.
15 love.
Here's her little walkabout. That's she has a between each point. She takes her time and
Exactly the same routine.
routine that she goes through.
Missed it. Oh, no.
Much better start to this set than the other day against Petrova, where both girls are not real fond of one another, and it showed in that particular match. A lot of errors, a lot of complaints. Today, she's settled down much better. Dirty love.
Go! 13-15.
First serve percentage from Sharapova has been a problem for her this whole tournament. Right now she's down at 40%. She really hasn't been anywhere near what she normally is. She's been struggling around about between 50 and sometimes even a little bit lower.
Yeah, good tactic there from Henin, attacking the second serve. 30 all. See if she attempts that again.
That's too good. A lot of space created by the good serve from Sharapova. It was wide and short.
Pretty good return though. Excellent control here. Keeps the head still and racket through the flight of the ball. So game point.
Cain, Sharapova.
Sharapova holds.
Love.
There's the man himself, Rodney George Laver, enjoying the semi-finals, the women's semi-finals. He'll be here through the weekend.
Grand Slam winner in 62 and 69.
Yep. A lot of people think the greatest of all time. If you asked him, he'd say the great Australian Lou Hode, and he'd also say that Roger Federer is the best talent that he's seen. but yet to win the number of tournaments, to say the greatest of all time.
Oh, brilliant shot.
Well, that's the first one that she's really timed and hit with aggression. She flattened that one out. 40-15. Getting down to the business end of this opening set now. And Arden turned pro on January the 1st, 1999, and won the tournament in Antwerp that she competed in. It was only the next year where she reached the 4th round of the Grand Slam at the US Open, so she came through the ranks in a hurry as well. The good ones seem to do that.
Cain.
3-all, first set.
Yes, Carlos Rodriguez, who has been with Justine ever since I can remember, has really done just a terrific job with her game. It's not easy for a coach to take someone from the very junior ranks and still be working with them, and quite unusual to still be working with them at this pro level.
Well, that's very true, Liz. Who can remember a fellow with the name of Andy Brandy? Andy Brandy was the man that steered Pete Sampras throughout his formative years and travelled with him the first couple of years on the tour. You never hear a word spoken about him now. He's a coach, and still an excellent coach, but he's in Florida.
Travelled on the women's tour for a while, helped Kathy Rinaldi, who of course got to the semis, I think, of Wimbledon. Yeah, but a good coach is a good coach.
Yep.
But of course the key is you have to find the good coach for the right pupil. And the relationship, you spend a lot of time, as we see Sharapova hit this one long, you spend a lot of time with your coach. So it's probably better that you respect them and get along with them as well as respect their opinion on the court.
That's a must. Yep.
Maria Sharapova's case, Yuri is credited with being her coach. Michael Joyce is the hitting partner.
Well-constructed point there. Played with a purpose, that one. The little slice backhand.
30.
Forced this one. That'll go long. She had plenty of time and plenty of court to hit it into.
That's a terrific point. It was a good serve. It was a fantastic return from Henin. Sharapova did a great job to get it back.
13, 14.
At this point in time, though, Henin is the one that's generating more pace off the ground. Sharapova just steering the ball just a fraction more. It's not quite confident.
Again, it was a good attacking shot off the serve from Henin, so she's rewarded with a break point opportunity. First one she's had. First break point of the match. I think that's it. Henin picks up the pace in that game. 4 games to 3. She leads first set.
Two excellent first serves from Henin. This one's up the tee. Sharapova on the full stretch. Unable to control it.
$30.50.
Yes, well, you said you've got to try and break back right away, and it's Sharapova that's been the aggressor in this game.
Henin had 30 love though.
Yep.
And that was when the double fault came.
Well, she got 2 big first serves in to get to 30 love, then a double fault, and then the return game of Sharapova has picked up. So a break point now for Sharapova to get even. out.
Cain, Sharapova.
Well, very aggressive play, particularly that last backhand. She put some stick onto that. Henin then tried to play the drop shot, but the ball was hit too hard. It was just a little bit late in her preparation to play the little short drop shot. So we're back even at 4-all. Anybody's pick at the moment.
Good night. Sharapova just waited until she found she had the opportunity. She moved forward on that forehand, hit it very early. It helps if you're 6'2".
There, and you got that grip and the ball gets up around shoulder height, and you get a lot of power.
Carlos Rodriguez, the gentleman in the blue hat, would like that return once again. It's a clear tactic today from Henin to go after that second serve, be as aggressive as possible.
She's the holder of 4 Grand Slam titles, Henin. Much room with that one at overhead, pretty close to the line.
Sure was. I think Sharapova expected Henin to get that one back, but you have a look here.
Oh, no.
A little bit more room. Just look closer when it was in real time, Fred.
It did. Henin riding a 19-match win streak down under here in Australia at the moment. Hasn't been beaten down here for a long time. She's a couple of titles in Sydney and Melbourne in 2004, and then another title back in Sydney 2 weeks ago. And then what she's done so far in this event. So pretty comfortable on the rebound ace in Australia, Henin. 30-all. Rodriguez just telling her to calm down. He's done a good job. So this is allez, and he just signaled to us to calm down, keep the mind on the job. Break point opportunity again for the Belgian.
There's a let-off. The ball was mid-court. Henin was on the charge, just hit the tape. Oh, that's too good. Tremendous racket head speed from Henin. That's how she can hit this one just so short in the court that gives you just tremendous angle.
Great variety also, a couple of slices and then got that one and just decided this was the effort, this was what she wanted. Longest rally of the match with 24 strokes.
Please.
Almost the fastest serve of the match from Sharapova. 177 Ks.
Did a good job off the short ball though too, because as you've mentioned, she is a tall girl, and that one there you have to be a little careful with, otherwise you find a net with it, but she got down low enough to make it work.
And again.
Advantage, Sharapova.
Game point.
Cain,
Sharapova survives 2 break points.
love.
Was good.
Dropped in.
The one-handed, left-handed, forehand.
This point was all Henin until the last shot.
She could have hit that and had an open court to do so, but a mental error there. She's pretty happy with that shot. She can't believe it.
And Justine is saying, why didn't I hit the volley? And Carlos is saying the same thing.
Well, that mental error at 15 love
15, 13.
may prove very costly in this game.
Well, Henin was the one in this match who was the first one to up the ante just a little bit, particularly off the ground strokes, and then Sharapova, to her credit, went with her. And Sharapova now is the one that's gone on with it the last 2 games.
15-30.
That's a good point from Sharapova. Henin throwing everything at her. We've got some sliced backhands.
Yuri's up out of his seat. As soon as that one went in the net, he jumped up. A couple of set points now for his daughter. Jenkin going with the line call, and it was a bad one. It was well in. A huge point, set point. It was a winning serve. Cain, call from the sideline there. Yuri's happy with that one.
Low 15.
Goes through the routine again. Sharapova had a time violation in a match earlier in the week for just taking too much time. 25 seconds they have.
She's made it, Sharapova. You don't see Maria Sharapova hit too many drop shots, but this was a pretty good one. It was in the middle of the court, cut down the angle. Henin does a good job of getting there. Sharapova gets stuck 3/4 of the way back, hits a drive volley. Henin found it hard to control the pace and then up over the top with the lob.
It's the forehand. She slaps at that forehand occasionally, and that's what causes the errors. We've talked about the racket head speed, how it comes through. But she closes the face of the racket a little bit like Petrova. She's got a little more control of it than Petrova, who made a host of unforced errors with it. Quarter-final match against Sharapova. 30-15.
Sharapova's done a good job today of retrieving. Henin hasn't had too many easy points like that where she's just had the open court. It's only her 7th winner for the match, Henin.
Yeah, the big difference though, Liz, is the unforced errors. The quarter-final, she won the first set, 6-4, and made 28 unforced errors. She's won the first set today against a former #1 player in the world, and she's made 10. That's a big difference. Much more complete player today, Maria Sharapova, in every facet of the game.
That was the reaction after she missed the forehand.
40-30.
Deuce.
It's the kiss of death, isn't it, Fred, when you tell, when you point out how many unforced errors someone's made,
Yeah.
how it's so little, and then sure enough, unforced error comes along. That's too good. Beautifully played point from Justine Henin.
Advantage.
The next one pulls Sharapova wide. That's the whip backhand that we see. That's the one that opened the court up. It's underneath the ball.
Break point.
Deuce.
Henin's not happy with that line judge there. Called 3 very close ones. They've all gone against her. There's a slice, and it's just wide. Break points, they're the ones that count. Carlos Rodriguez knows it, and I'm sure Henin knows exactly how much that means.
That's good. The approach shot Henin hit in the previous point, she's really going after the lines, and on that shot doing the same thing. Second break point.
Finally, says Carlos Rodriguez.
Love 15. Low 13.
That was a funny forehand. I think she might have changed her mind there. Wasn't quite to the ball.
She certainly needed at least one, maybe two more steps.
Flick of the wrist, nothing on it. Love 30. The good ones break back immediately. Sharapova's halfway there. Love 30.
Low 14.
It's tough being a coach, isn't it?
Yep.
Sitting on the sidelines, not being able to do one thing about
He's
it.
sitting there thinking, great, she's just got a break, she's worked hard, and then plays a shocking game like this one, and she knows the opportunity's slipping away. That's better. 15-40. Still down 2 break points.
15-14.
Started out with a good serve. Good shot making there from Henin on both sides.
Cain, Sharapova.
Sharapova breaks straight back.
1 game over.
Which is exactly what happened in the first set.
Yep.
Henin got the early break. Sharapova broke straight back. Then Henin put a foot on the accelerator about halfway through the set. Sharapova went with her. Well, we said it earlier, Sharapova really not known for her drop shot. I think probably poor selection here. But she figured that Henin was such a long way behind the baseline that the odds are with her. But nice touch.
Pretty good reply from Henin, isn't it? Nice control, feel.
First service. Let's first service. 15 all.
The unforced errors from Henin just starting to creep up. 19 for the match, 7 for this set. Sharapova 13 for the match, and just 3 for this set. Can Henin come in a little bit more, do you think, Fred?
Could do, yeah. Use the slice backhand to stay low on the forehand. I just think that Sharapova is just so much better today than she was the other day. I can't believe the difference, actually.
I think that's got a bit to do with the fact that the roof is closed. Don't have the wind to worry about. I know the day that she played Petrova, it was very, very windy. That just plays havoc with all sorts of things. Your ball toss and just judging the ball. And, of course, you can't hit anywhere close to the lines when it's windy.
Well, Henin coming back at her again to break points.
Tried to change the pace of shot, Henin tried to throw it up mid-point there, but just didn't get enough length on it and enabled Sharapova to move forward and hit an aggressive backhand.
And the footwork was terrific. Just 4 or 5 little quick steps from Sharapova to cover that shot. And a lot of scampering around, 4 or 5 little slice backhands. This is where she has to play a couple of tight points here. Henin very loose there on the forehand. This is the second time in the set that she's achieved a service break.
You don't feel like you've had a break until you consolidate and win your own serve. That's a good serve. It's been an effective serve this whole match for Justine. Up the middle, cuts down the angle.
That's better.
Well, I just think on that ball too, I mean, that's a perfect shot for Henin to come to the net on.
Yep.
I mean, there's no way that Sharapova is going to be able to play an effective shot on the full stretch, or even if you do get a volley from Henin, it's going to be a volley that she can hit into the open court. Sharapova's the one that ends up at the net. Has all the time in the world, and Henin could have gone either way. Sharapova was backing up. If she doesn't hit a winner off that first volley, Sharapova struggles with knowing what to cover.
better 4 points there. A very loose forehand to be down love 15, but Aryna Sabalenka comes back. The fighter she is, and she now has consolidated that situation and leads 3-1 second set.
Well, the idea was there, but the commitment wasn't there from Henin Arden.
Too good a shot.
It's the next shot that she comes to the net on that one. But it's just in that part of the court, it really didn't pull Sharapova anywhere close to out of position.
Sharapova thought she was admiring her forehand, which I thought was a pretty good one.
Great wheels from Henin Arden to get over to that forehand. Sharapova caught napping.
Oh, another one. Can't believe that. Left-handed overhead this.
Henin Arden, I'm sure, thought she hit a pretty good shot. Well, that was a better one.
.40-15 now. A little lapse in concentration here from the number 4 seed. A couple of drop shots that she's attempted. Haven't even come close. This one as well. The last one, you remember, she hit off the frame of the racket. This one she gets on the strings, but it bounces before it gets to the net.
And it's not her game, is it, Fred?
No.
To hit that shot. So certainly when you have game point, Yuri says, hit it. Leave the drop shot in the back pocket. Gee, that's a well-played point from Henin. It was off a second serve, but to hit the backhand and then watch this volley. Tremendous volley. right down at the shoelaces into the open court. Extremely well played.
Making sure she moves forward, not getting caught with the half volley. Carlos likes that one. Break point to get the luxury of 2 service breaks in this second set. Well, a big turnaround here in set number 2.
Long. Long. 40 long.
Smart little shot there from Henin. This one here, a little slice, control. It gets down below the net. Sharapova should have been a step quicker to move forward, and she'd have had it around the knees as opposed to off the shoelaces. So Henin will take it. 40 love.
Fourteen, 15.
Really flew off the racket of Sharapova. So a total turnaround in this second set. Henin now 5-1.
Sharapova in that game, to me, just flattened out 2 of those forehands and said, all right, well, look, I'm down 2 breaks.
Let it go.
Yeah.
But I think she's got to have enough savvy here to try and win this game, Liz, so that she does serve first in the third set. Most players like to serve first in the third set, or a vital set, a final set, because it's you stay that one game in front all the time if you hold serve. New balls now.
Oh, it's too good. .156 the serve was, but didn't really go out there enough. Henin moved on the diagonal, cut the angle off, moved forward.
Well, she's pretty confident on that forehand wing now. That's where the errors were coming from earlier, but once she gets confidence, she has gone after them all. Love 30.
And again, that time off the backhand.
Low 40.
Set points, 3 of them.
15-40. Well,
that one's wide. Justine Henin comes back with a vengeance in set number 2, and she will serve first in the third and final set. It's one set apiece. Henin 6-1.
Henin just on the full stretch, unable to control the overhead.
15 all. Opening game, third set.
Just been corrected by Fred Stolle. Fred Stolle tells me that Marit Safin was number 1 for about a week and a half. In what year, Fred?
2001.
Let's first service.
That just proves she is a real pain in the arse, doesn't it?
Four.
30-15. A little bit of extra time here in an Ardennes. First game of this third set. 30 all. Oh, what a well-played point that was off both ends of the court, because midway through that rally, Sharapova did a super job chasing a little slice and then retreating to the baseline. And then it was Henin who finished it off with a beautiful topspin backhand, created a lot of angle. Game point.
Let's process. Cain and Aryna.
Well, a struggle in the opening game of the final set.
It was a little bit tough for the players this morning when they got here to Melbourne Park to decide whether they were going to play indoors or outdoors. The roof was open, but at that stage at 11 o'clock it was 32.8, and of course all the temperature has to get to is 35 for them to close the roof. I'm sure Henin Arden practiced with a closed roof, as Sharapova did. But of course they won't close the roof until the temperature does actually get to 35.
Yeah. 15-all.
2006 three-set win-loss records. Henin Arden's played 2 three-setters and won both of them. Sharapova yet to play a 3-set match this year. Career 3-set records: 72 wins, 48 losses for Henin Arden, 49 wins and only 18 losses for Sharapova.
One of those 3-set matches was in the final last week in Sydney. Henin Arden was actually down 4-1 in the 3rd set against Schiavone and ended up winning 7-5. 3 hours and 2 minutes that match took.
Well, irrespective of what happens here today, one of these women are going to lose their first match of 2006. Sharapova's won 5 on the trot. Henin Arden 9. Neither player has lost a match in 2006.
Fourteen, 15. Game, Sharapova.
One game all.
1 game all.
3rd set. Thank you. What that's all about, because it hasn't had any bad calls.
And you can't call the ball until it bounces.
Love.
Sharapova just a little bit rattled here and annoyed.
13
Just doesn't have quite the same focus as what we normally see from her. Shot before that, the backhand was just slapped away. 5 unforced errors
in a
in
couple
2
of
games.
Yeah, and she only made 10 in the entire first set and 11 in the second set. So, as you mentioned, frustrated at the start of this final set.
Foul.
30-15.
Good news that outside it is 38 degrees, so obviously no play out there until the temperature drops down below 35. Then they'll assess the situation again.
Was that just news or good news, Fred?
That's
Good
just
news that we're in here and
yeah.
it's 38 out there.
Very good news. The left-handed shot let her down on that occasion. She was stretched to the limit.
14-15.
It's not necessarily a shot that you can rely on, this
No.
left-handed shot. I mean, it's more of a wing and a prayer from Sharapova's point of view.
40-15.
Oh.
14-13. Cain in Arden.
Arden stays in front in the third set. 2-1.
15 long.
Neither player has yet suffered a defeat in their campaign in Australia, 2006. All. I think the chair umpire's made a blue. Made a mistake. This one is in.
And no one's disputing the fact that it was in.
But she just called the score wrong.
Sharapova guessed right.
She was sitting there. She just didn't even move the racket head.
15.
It's a bit of a gift.
Not quite as quick to get up to that one, and then the stretch on the volley showing us that she's a little bit tired, I think, Sharapova, in that point.
Not a full stretch on the volley. The backhand didn't get anything on it. And then this one here, focus. 15-30.
Gee, Henin Arden went for the big return within millimetres of the line. Sharapova did a good job just to control it, so really just hanging in there.
Yeah, that was
Maria
lucky too,
Sharapova,
because
yeah.
that one made the sideline by the barest of margins. We're sitting on that line here in our broadcast spot, right behind the court. Sandra DeJenkin there, no overrule, but it was barely caught a piece of the line. 30 all. Both coaches, Carlos Rodriguez there for Henin Ardennes, giving some encouragement.
Knowing that's part of the game plan for Henin Arden to go after the Sharapova serve.
Let's first service. Cain, Sharapova.
Well, Justine just having a quick look. The ball leaves a mark. No, she's saying the ball was out.
2 games.
Hawkeye may be able to, oh well.
It was well in.
Sometimes players just pick a mark that they
Yeah,
like. Once they've walked up there, they don't want to be made to look foolish.
You go up there, you've got to pick out one and say, well, it was out. You can't go out there and say, well, no good. So it's 2 all, third set.
Love 15. Let's first service.
Australia Day here. Lots of festivities in the city of Melbourne today. Lots of folks enjoying the tennis.
And of course it's a holiday.
It's a holiday, exactly.
How did Maria Sharapova win that point? Telling herself to hit through the ball. Yuri is beside himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to the both players, please remain quiet during the point. Thank you.
Sandra DeJenkin just asking the crowd to be quiet.
Love 30. Danger time here for Henin Arden. 2 all, love 30.
One more step needed from Sharapova.
15-30.
I think she's tired, Fred.
Well, that was just a pretty good rally. Henin Arden kept on cracking that backhand, even off the pace that came at her from a couple of forehands. She certainly may be tiring. Hour and 53 minutes, just shy of a couple of hours. Pretty grueling tennis on a very warm day.
30 all.
Oh, well
That's
played.
too good.
That was a tough shot to play, that one.
It
He
went
was
a
pretty happy with
long
it.
way up in the air. The off forehand. Maria likes that one. That's a big point. It was 30 all. She's had love 30 in this game on the Henin serve.
Break point. Well done. What a rally. Some scorching forehands in that point.
Henin on the all-out attack. First to the forehand and then just too much court for Sharapova to cover that one up the line. Look at the good preparation, the focus and the whip at the end of the shot.
Saves a break point. Juice.
What a way to save a break point.
Under the gun all the way. Brilliant play from Aryna. She gets the angle, gets the serve out wide, runs onto the ball using the pace that comes off this forehand. Short backswing, steps forward to make sure she's got the ball over the net, steps into the shot.
Not a seat in the house. Look at that.
Plenty of seats in the house, they're all full.
Fred.
Juice.
No, I tried to do the same thing again there, Henin. Just didn't quite get the serve wide enough.
Hit the forehand right up on the top of the frame. So an opportunity again for the number 4 seed, Sharapova.
Let's pursue this.
Oh!
Now she wants the ball called out wide.
Well, that point was an unusual point at best.
No.
Both girls at one point were metres behind the baseline with high balls.
She was right,
And
Sharapova. The ball out there was wide, was not called.
And that was on a break point.
Yes. No overrule from the chair. Sharapova had words with the line judge back there.
Advantage, Sharapova.
Should get one of those Yuri bobble dolls.
Please.
Like those
Thank you.
Yuri Sharapova, those, you know, those. Because every time he looks up there, he wobble and he nods his head.
And Carlos Rodriguez
Yeah.
is doing the same thing. Just reconfirming to both girls that what they're trying to do, well, certainly beats the alternative, is to look up there and have someone with their head in their hands.
Oh
and
no, you got
just
to be. Or the, who was it?
Petrova's coach.
He was nervous. He looks as though he.
Like he was on the edge of
Yeah.
his seat and just.
Juice. Very tight game, this one. Very important game. 2-2, third set. Sharapova's had a couple of break points, 3 of them in this game. Aryna Sabalenka saved all 3.
Advantage, Henin.
Game point, Aryna Sabalenka. Well, what a struggle, and yet another drop shot from Sharapova doesn't come off. And she's disgusted with the call. She looks at Sandra Jenkins, looks at the line judge, but to no avail. It's Aryna Sabalenka 3-2, third set.
15-11.
Sharapova just gave the thumbs up to that linesman. So still hasn't let that go. Have a look here. No, you won't get it.
No, that's the look at the chair umpire at the changeover, that one. Saying, well, you haven't overruled anything, you didn't do justice on that last call. So
Well, that bad call was on a break point.
yes, it was, yeah. No.
15-all.
Well, Sharapova's a fighter, and she's not going to go away. Vamos comes from Dad.
And that ball wasn't coming back that Sharapova hit. Flattened it out. Just absolutely just nailed it up the line.
(30-15).
14-15.
Well, Carlos Rodriguez won't mind that because that's the game plan. Attack the second serve. You can't hit them all for winners. That one a bad error. 40-15 on serve, third set. She does that every time, but there's no hair there. It's just the routine,
the habit.
The routine that she goes through every point. And it's called wide. Sharapova does not like the call. What legs, what scrambling abilities from Henin during that point.
But surely Maria Sharapova has to come into the net on one of these. Hawkeye will tell us that the ball was good.
Well, that's two in the last couple of games for Sharapova that's gone against her. And there's no overrule from the chair. Jenkins looking right along that line. So Sharapova not too happy with that call. 5 millimeters in that one. We're at juice.
It's too good. Beautiful backhand, Henin. That's bread and butter for her. Mid-court, cross-court. Sharapova was way over in the forehand side. Two forehands had got her out there, and then this one here.
Come on, fight. The words from Dad. And it's gone long. So a tough call there for Sharapova in that game, and won the previous game. That's a couple that she is sure of. The chair umpire was not. The game stands now, though. The score 4-2. Henin, third set.
Low 15. 30-15.
Wishing that serve to be out, Sharapova. That was good. That's what a couple of bad calls will do for you. You begin to question anything that goes close.
Yes, exactly right. Yep. 30-15.
Too short. Tried to mix up the pace here, Sharapova, but just didn't get it anywhere near deep enough on that one there. That's mid-court.
Yeah, well, confidence will do that for you with Henin bouncing onto everything now. 40-15. She streaks to a 5-2 lead. Henin in control at the moment.
It's too good. This time Sharapova showing us that she can create some angle up the backhand side herself. That one there. Once Henin hit it hard though, no chance to recover to the middle of the court. Sharapova moving forward. Good game here, Sharapova.
40 love.
Excellent first serve up the middle. 179 kph.
Well, just what Sharapova wanted was an easy service game, and it puts the pressure back on to the Belgian, the number 8 seed. She is now serving for a place in the final. Both players will take their time here. Both coaches will be very nervous, and it will show. New balls, that could be helpful.
Log 15.
And it will show.
And it's showing. It's the fourth double fault. Did not play here last year. Henin was the champion here in 2004.
Log 13.
Carlos Rodriguez nearly fell off his chair.
No matter how many times you get to an opportunity like this,
it's
still the same.
nerve-wracking, yeah. And if anybody tells you it's not,
They don't know what they're
They don't
talking
know what
about.
exactly. If that's the case, they'd never been there. Happens to everybody. Serving for the match, love 30. Well, good depth. There's a couple of those shots, I think, there that even Henin thought may have been a little deep. They were good, and she survives that point. So double fault, then a wild volley, and a solid point here for 15-30. Will she go to the forehand to try and reach match point? That's where most of the serves have gone on the big points, to the forehand wing. 30-all.
Oh, she's missed it. Terrific backhand from Sharapova, though, the one that went up the line.
Yeah, she had to stay very low on that one, didn't she?
Certainly did, and caught Henin going to the backhand side. Even though she didn't put the volley away, I'd like to see her do that a little bit more. Tough to make yourself do that when it's not your preferred way of playing.
As I said, the coaches will show you they are nervous. It is now break point. And she has done just that. And Dad's out of his seat. Sharapova has broken back. 5 games to 4. What a thriller.
Well, to make yourself do something that you really don't want to do, Sharapova, we've seen her reluctance really to come to the net throughout this match, and off this backhand that she hit to get to break point, to move forward on that one was a courageous move from Sharapova.
A lot of work to do yet, though, for Sharapova and both these women fighting to the very end. And Sharapova there working on her left thigh, maybe a little bit of cramp creeping in.
Time.
And Arden gets some support from Carlos Rodriguez. He was very nervous. That last game will continue to be so. Huge crowd here on an empty seat at Rod Laver Arena for this, the first of our semi-finals. Sharapova now serving to try and level things at 5-all.
Thank you.
Now it's Henin talking to herself.
15 all.
Well, this is just the time when sometimes you've done the hard work and you've broken back and you go round and just ease off just a fraction. Get yourself in trouble. 15 all.
Once again, terrific depth from Henin
15, 30.
Don't let it get away. Carlos Rodriguez is saying to Henin
You got to admire the tenacity of both these women. This has certainly been the best match that we've had throughout the tournament. Called wide.
That's two unforced errors from the middle of the court. And the first hit of the point from Sharapova.
So you do all the hard yards, you broke serve, and occasionally it comes around and you just take the foot off the accelerator a fraction, and that's all that's needed down the other end. Now, Sharapova faces 2 match points. That'll do it. That will do it. Carlos Rodriguez and the Henin camp. And a very friendly shake of hands from Maria Sharapova to Justine